Howdy legends, it's everyone's favorite professional Apex Legends caster and analyst, Zephyr here, back for another video. Today, we're covering the breaking news that Apex Legends custom matches are being made public, as well as all the other changes in this upcoming January 10th patch. Stick around to find out what's coming. But first, our question of the day. Which weapon would you put in the crafter if you were in charge of weapon balancing? Let us know in the comments down below. Patch notes. First, let's look at the changes coming to the game on January 10th. There are only a few changes, but some of them are pretty significant. First, there are changes to what weapons are in the crafter. The Spitfire and the Peacekeeper return to the floor and will be available as ground loot. Replacing them are two of the most popular weapons, the G7 Scout and the Car SMG. The Car has no further changes, but the G7 Scout is losing 2 damage. It will now deal 32 damage per body shot instead of 34. What do you think of these weapons going into the crafter? The Scout is probably the strongest weapon in the game, and now will be much harder to access. Other long-range options are also getting nerfed. The Anvil Receiver hop-up is getting some noticeable changes, the flatline Anvil damage now down from 43 to 39, and the R301 Anvil damage is down from 32 from 35. The limb multiplier is also being reduced from 0.9 to 0.75. The Sentinel is now only going to require 1 cell to charge instead of 2. Elsewhere, the Prowler is getting a 1 damage buff to 15 from 14 and may potentially become a more popular secondary now that the Car's in the crafter. And finally, there are no Legends changes this patch, but plenty of big changes are planned for Season 16. Looking for a leg up in Apex? ProGuides has everything you need to supercharge your gameplay to the next level. Check out the link in the description and let's go. Control. Also, Control is coming back. The mode once again returns. There have been rumors that Control could replace Arenas as a permanent mode, but for now it seems that it is once again limited to only during the Seer Collection event timeframe. Could we potentially see Control return permanently in the future? There are also now several balance changes in the mode. The amount of time you could join a match in progress has been extended, and matchmaking will try to fill empty player slots until one team has a score of 625 or there's a score difference of 300 between the teams. That should help reduce the amount of games where your team is unable to compete because you don't have as many people. You'll also get a boost when you join late and will receive these helpful additions. You'll skip the first spawn wave, spawn with purple armor and a helmet, and you'll also get a full ratings tier. That means you get purple weapons and an ultimate charge. For you Battle Pass grinders, you now get end of match XP to the value of 150 by the end of your game. There's also some help for losing teams too. Now, if a team is losing by a score of 62 or more, they'll start to skip spawn waves. This should help to keep the games more competitive. And there's a whole scene of other changes, including making inventory default when you press tab instead of the scoreboard, some changes to how close the enemies you can spawn, and changes to Bloodhound's footsteps, among others. Are Respawn slowly playtesting Control for full release? Who knows? Private matches. It's here at last. Custom lobbies are going to be made available to the general public. This means you can play private matches with your friends, host your own scrims and tournaments, or potentially even do arena 3v3s with your mates. While Respawn haven't yet revealed the full details, it does seem like there's going to be a minimum player requirement for starting a server. It isn't clear what the cap will be, but depending on the number, there's a lot of opportunities from private lobbies. For those of you who play ALGS, you could practice contesting other teams at your chosen POIs, practice rotating speeds, or even host your own private scrims. We should see a lot more community tournaments and plenty more fun creator-led events as well, like hide and seek and other lighthearted modes. Of course, the details are key, and if the lobby threshold is high, then some of the smaller possibilities evaporate. But this is still a hugely significant change for Apex and will completely revolutionize what it means to compete in this game. We'll have to wait and see what the specific details are in Respawn's FAQ, so make sure to check back to the channel for more updates and details when we get them. Seer's Heirloom. Finally, this patch also contains the long-rumored Seer Heirloom. It's the usual deal, 24 items which can be obtained in 3 ways: packs, coins, or crafting materials. There is a reward tracker which now stacks with your battle pass, so you can grind multiple challenges at once, and some skins are returning to the store. That's all for this patch. How do you feel about the changes? Is there something you think Respawn have overlooked? Let us know in the comments down below. Until next time, Legends!